When I was writing the script for Ozland, it only seemed natural for the characters to encounter something that was very unexplainable to them, something that was a little more fantastic than you saw in the rest of the film.
Lloyd was a pivotal character. He was instrumental in the movie for, making both Leaf and Emery believe that, wait a second, maybe Oz is real, or even if Oz isn't real, there's more in this world than what they're seeing.
Lloyd brings in a lot of backstory into what happened to the world, things that Leaf and Emery are unaware of. But the audience, knowing a little bit more than the characters do, they can read into what Lloyd is saying and figure out that, okay, the idea is that he is a butler-style robot, a servant of some sort, and his family was destroyed in a post-apocalyptic event, much like a nuclear bomb. Bright flash, fire immediately followed. And so he went into emergency mode and is now roaming endlessly looking for help, looking for someone to come help the family that he takes care of.
That was a huge part of the movie, and so getting that costume right was essential.
Lloyd was something that everyone on the team worried about, because we knew that if that scene didn't work, that character didn't work, the film didn't work. So we had to make Lloyd look as real as we could. And to do that, it was difficult.
Some things didn't quite go like we had planned, so we had to scrap the ideas and start over from scratch.
We had to scrap everything that was kind of planned for that moment, postpone shooting for about a month.
We got together, we scrapped the original idea and said, okay, brainstorm quick on the fly. What can we do? What can we make? And it was this huge collaboration. It was this huge effort together where you just like, what can we do? What can we make? What can we do for, a couple $100s or whatever was left to make this living, breathing robot that if it fails, the whole thing falls apart.
So we had our basic design, and we tried to figure out how we could use our materials to work into that design. And it really came down to foam. We used a lot of craft foam, thin sheets that we could fold and we could attach with brads to the bigger, thicker foam and paint it to look silver, to make it look metal. And that was the basis of the costume. It was a yoga mat for the chest. Some of the metal flaps were the other pieces of foam. The torso was a piece of a stormtrooper costume with those foam, really thin layers. The legs and the arms were made out of that same craft foam that we wrapped around, folded, and connected with brads. And then in all the joints we used a wire mesh. And then for the gloves, it was gloves with little pieces of foam, hot glued to it, painted silver. The head itself was actually a Darth Maul mask for the face, an Iron Man helmet, and other pieces of foam to kind of bring it all together. And then we repainted it. I melted the Darth Maul face to give it a little bit of a crook to it to make sure it cracked, and then added some eyes. It was very low tech, and that all worked as long as we painted it correctly. Originally, I went ahead and painted it so it looked brand new, shiny silver, so we could get that base. And then Glenn came in and had this great technique of spraying paint with water so that it would drip. So we went through every little rivet, every piece where we thought, this robot could lose oil or it could be stained or rusted, and we added that to it to give it this nice aged effect.
We did this technique of making this clean looking, new, fresh costume that was all just sort of this clean gray and making it look weathered.
We kind of didn't know what we were doing, but we knew that whatever we did would work if we could make it look good enough on camera. It didn't have to fully function, it could fall apart at the end of the day. It didn't matter as long as we could get the scene shot and get the shots we needed. And that's basically what happened. What are you doing, Glenn?
I'm making this guy old. Michael put a lot of work into making him look new and fresh, and now we're making him look rusted and busted and old and greasy. It's coming along pretty well.
Although it was really difficult with Lloyd, it was a great experience. It was something where we could prove to ourselves, the Ozland team, that we could do things that we didn't think we could. Ozland was like that throughout every aspect of the film. We kept doing things that we would say, we don't know if this is going to work. We don't know if we can actually do this. Can we actually accomplish this? And we did. It was something that you don't typically see in an independent film, especially one on our budget. So it was something that we knew the story needed and we weren't going to compromise on. We weren't going to make something that didn't work. It just shows how great independent filmmakers can be when they put their minds together and they figure out how to do something creatively. You may not have a lot of money, but you can figure out how it can work. And as long as it works on screen, that's all that matters. So Lloyd is really a testament to striving for something big, something that you dream of, that you can't really say for sure that you're going to be able to accomplish, but you have to try it. It doesn't matter if it was made with foam, plastic, and old costume pieces, and held together with super glue, brads, and just your hoping that it's not going to fall apart. It doesn't really matter, because as long as you got what you needed, that's what you had to do. And with independent film, where you have that luxury to take those kind of chances, and if it doesn't work, you know, at least you tried. So I'm glad that we tried and created something that really is impressive.
One of my fondest memories of working on Ozland was the challenge of Lloyd and how the team came together as a group and overcame.
I'd love for Ozland and Lloyd specifically to be an inspiration to other independent filmmakers out there who write stories that are a little more fantastic, or things that are a little more high concept, and things that you wouldn't typically see in an independent film, things you don't think that you can actually accomplish on a small budget. But I hope that, you know, we can be an example to say, hey, you may not have a lot of money, but you can do it. With what resources you have and with what creativity you have, you can pull all of your creativity of you and your team together and create something that really is special. Be sure to leave any comments below if you have any other questions or comments on Lloyd. We can always address those in a future video. Be sure to subscribe to Shindopen here on YouTube so that you can see more behind the scenes videos for Ozland and my upcoming films. And be sure to check out Ozland on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Vudu, and YouTube. Links are in the description below.